www.weac.org. Mainstreaming has been used to refer to the selective placement of special education students in one or more regular class setting. This includes all different types of students, like children with autism, Down syndrome, hearing impaired. So basically, like, if I'm explaining to like a normal person to explain it, it's basically taking a special ed student who's been placed in like a small class with just special ed students and taking that student and putting him in like a big class with like 20 students so they can be around like normal students and learn like things from that classroom as well. This is just some more background information. IDEA is the Individuals with Disability Education Act. As amended in 2004, it does not require mainstreaming, but instead the law requires that a child with disabilities to be educated in a least restrictive environment and to meet with their unique needs. And the IDEA completes with the least restrictive environment analysis will begin replacement as regular education in classrooms. So basically saying that not every special ed kid needs to be placed, but as much as they can be placed in the classroom will be beneficial to them. And my overview is why it's beneficial, why some people are against it, and how it works. Why do it? Children with disabilities can greatly benefit from mainstreaming. By placing a student with special needs into a regular class, they're able to learn, develop friendships, and model themselves after students without disabilities. It is another form of education by learning how to act. When their students are just around students with disabilities as well, they don't like realize how they're supposed to act and how like an appropriate person is supposed to be acting, behaving in a classroom setting. So by being with other students, they're able to learn through their example. And not only does this foster their social needs, but also teaches them to properly socially behave. Another reason, most special education students keep to themselves. So like they sit there quietly and do their work, and working with other students are able to be social in a way that they weren't able to before. Pros for other students, mainstreaming helps regular education students as well. It helps students become more open and understanding. Some teachers say that it helps the school community and brings students closer together. Students without disabilities who engage in an inclusion physical education program report increases in self-acceptance, tolerance, self-worth, and a better understanding of people. This is from an article I read online. Some cons are mainstreaming also requires more staff training and knowledge of special education techniques and takes valuable time and resources to bring school districts up to standards. I know that my mother is a special education teacher and they all had to go for like a training on how to restrain students. It just takes time and effort, but it really is worth it. Some more cons are those who believe that separate classrooms are better for children with special needs, feel that they cause a distraction to other kids and in some cases prohibit the teacher from doing their job. In some cases, students might not accept a mainstream student, either ignore or bully the student. Some students with disabilities act out with hitting and violence, and they might do that during class. In some period, they would hit other students or a teacher. How it would work is students with autism are generally placed in a separate class without the special education children, and special education will be brought to the class for like certain lessons, probably not the whole day, but maybe for art class, music, gym, just so they get like, it's not like sitting at a desk, but like moving around and getting to know the students. It's all depending on the student's individual ability. Some students who are completely autistic, they can't speak, they can't write or read, but they can do math really, really well. It's just how the mind works, how each individual student is. Students with disabilities would definitely most likely have an aide with them to sit with them, or like if there's a couple students in the class, maybe one or two aides. It really all depends on the situation and the student. Kind of concluding thought is segregating settings may be more comfortable, but what will happen to those kids when they get out? They should be exposed to as much of the real world as possible. And that's from an article in the New York Times, and its special education quoted that. Any questions?